You are on mute.
Good afternoon to all the participants of the webinar all across the country and our respected speakers. I would like you all to in today's webinar on industry can become basic training provider under the apprenticeship promotion scheme. I'm Deepmala Moorjani, handling placements and industry connect in RSDC, will moderate the session. The major focus for the session would be to provide the way industry members can become the training providers to generate the skilled candidate for the other industries. I welcome all the participants in the session. Also welcome our special guest speakers who have taken out time from their busy schedule to share their valuable experience with us. Skilled workforce is the biggest challenge for most of the manufacturing industries. Keeping this in mind, apprenticeship scheme was introduced in the year 2016. Apprenticeship training consisting of basic training and on-the-job training, which is a practical training at the workplace in the industry. In this scheme, the government is providing an opportunity to the industries to become the training partner and use the shop floor as a basic training centers. Government is also providing source of income for the industries for creating the training centers and hence imparting the trainings to the apprentices. It creates a flexible training options that ensures candidates develop the right skill set. So it's a win-win situation for both the youth of the country and the industries. At the same time, it creates a skilled manpower readily available for the other industries also. Let's hear directly from the industries engaging apprentices and training them within the industries. Today in our session, we have invited the industry HR from Supreme Group, who are associated with the apprenticeship scheme as a basic training provider since a long time now. What is their viewpoint regarding the process and the flexibility which is provided to the industries through the complete online portal from registration till certification? So our first speaker is from the rubber industries, Mr. Mandar Phakurdika, handling the human resource department in Supreme Trion Private Limited. Mr. Mandar has completed full-time master's degree in human resource from ICFAI Institute. He has 12 years of rich experience in the human resource department and worked with various industries like manufacturing, agriculture, construction. He is currently associated with Supreme Group last 3.5 years now. They have started implementing the apprenticeship scheme in the Supreme Group 1 year back. Started implementing training to the apprentices within the industry-owned training center as a basic training provider. Currently, a batch of apprentices for the job role processing technician rubber sheeting is active in the center, providing training for the theoretical concepts, also providing practical knowledge on the shop floor while during the OJT, which is also called on-the-job training. I warmly welcome Mr. Mandar in the session today.
Thank you.
So my questions with Mr. Mandar on behalf of all the audience, you as an industry guest. So my first question goes like, your industry is registered with the apprenticeship promotion scheme since last 1 year, and you have opted the training infrastructure for the candidates within the premises itself. So what according to you is the relevance of providing the training infrastructure within the boundaries of the industry, and what is the benefit of this for the candidates?
As per my thinking, if we provide means infrastructure in the company premises, they will get to know about the company, what is the company, what is the product of the company, how the manufacturing process is going on. Because in the apprentice people are mostly ITI based or 10 to 12 based, so they are not getting that much amount of exposure in the industry. They are new to companies. So most of the time we have the get the training in the ITI or in anything. That's a different scenario from the industry. So they will get the practical session over here as a OJT, on the job training. Then they will get the 2 hours training also, theory training over there. Means both the way, the classroom training also there and OJT training also there. So that much amount of exposure over here, and whatever product we have, so that product working process, all the things they get the knowledge, and accordingly we are giving the training also on technical basis also. So they will get much more exposure through industry. Accordingly, we are giving the certificates also. So if they get exposure, they will get the confidence about the working in the industry, and all they get to know about this all the scenario about the industry. What are the rules and regulations also of the industry, and all these things they get to know. So it is better to give them exposure in and OJT training in the company itself.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So, how is the balance being made between the training, working hours of the trainees during the apprenticeship duration? And do you think the candidate is able to justify the job along with the training?
Yes, he can, because we are, as an apprentice, we are maintaining them in the general shift only. And from the 8:30 to 5, we have the general shift. The 8:30 to 3:30, they working with the come up in the plant on as a OJT on the job training. Then afterwards, 2 hours classroom training over there. In your classroom session over there, in the or conference room, they are getting that one. Their faculty also coming over there. Our technical faculty also giving them training. What kind of product, what kind of process is there? All the training they are getting over there, over here. So they get all the they can balance that much amount of situation. Means 8 to 5 they have to work. We are also working that way, same way. But they are getting the training, theory training also in that timing, and they are getting a OJT training also. Whatever they learn in the OJT, that will training they also get in the classroom. That's why we are the balancing that one. Hello.
Okay. So you think it is more feasible to have a time management
Yes, yes.
during the training within the premises?
So, because we are not treated like a contract labor to them. They are apprentice, they are a technical person, or sometimes they are a person who come to take a technical training. If the 10 and 12% person is, they are taking come to take a basic training. Maybe in the future they will be valuable to us also. Hello.
Yes, yes. There
Yes.
is, I think there is an internet connectivity problem. Right. So that's really great. And what do you think? I mean, for the perspective of the candidate who is getting trained under the apprenticeship scheme with both theoretical as well as practical exposure during the apprenticeship, what would be the career perspective for him? You feel better jobs could be available for him post training?
Yes, they can. So because the when I am a filter guy, I'm not getting that much amount of job. Means everywhere there is a job information required. Means contact also there in HR. But if I got the opportunity after that, I take a practical exposure of the related to HR. Then I got to know how the industry work and how the industry HR work, because we are taking a bookish knowledge, whatever we have. In the IT also, we are taking a practical knowledge, but in the practical sense, industry scenario is different. The exposure is different, and the companies are different. They are getting a confidence of the working in the industry, and they are know the culture of the industry, how the industry works, how the industry people working, how the manufacturing process is there. A lot of processes in the manufacturing also, that they are getting that much amount of exposure, and they are getting the confidence about themselves only. Because we are if we give them a job to work, or OJT training, give them a training to work, and if immediately they have on the job and they are facing some crisis, we have the people over here, give them a training. If they made a mistake, we are teaching them. So that much amount of confidence they have come into them, and they are also taking a training of theory. Means so theory training over there, means whatever they working over here, they are getting a theory also, theory part also. What is and they are taking a quality tools also. We are teaching the quality tools also, various quality tools, which will they found suitable, and which will help me in their future career.
Right. So not only practical, theoretical training, they're also gaining on the confidence because they're working already within the climate of the industry.
We are given even though non-behavioral training courses also there. We are giving them that much of what is the industry, what is the industry scenario, what is the current future, and all these things, and how to face the interview also. We are taking that one.
Okay. Career guidance also.
Career guidance also.
All right. So mostly the candidates will be absorbed within company. Otherwise, also if they try, they will get a better opportunity somewhere outside after the training program.
Definitely.
That's great. That's great. So yes, I will definitely come back to you, Mr. Mandar, regarding more questions, because the audience, you're free to ask the questions from our guest speakers, and you can write your questions in the Q&A tab, which is available, question and answer tab. So to continue with the session, thank you so much, Mr. Mandar, for your guidance and input.
Thank you.
I hope it will be very useful for other industry members listening to us in the session today. In fact, for those who could not attend the session today, this video will also be available on the RSTC Facebook page. So those who have joined late or could not attend due to any reason can also visit our Facebook page or YouTube channel anytime to watch this video. And they can write, those audiences can write the questions in the Q&A. We will get the time at the end. We will definitely ask the questions from the guests. Okay, so to continue with the session, would like to invite our next speaker, Mr. Sanjay Chhatre. He is Director, Yashasvi Academy for Skills. Now, about him, he has over 25 years of experience in training and development of apprentices, total 40 years of industry experience working with Tata Motors, Pune plant. He himself started his industrial career as apprentices in Tata Motors, currently working as a director, apprenticeship training in Yashasvi Academy for Skills from the past 5 years. He is also Six Sigma belt, black belt holder, and conducted the quality related programs for Tata Motors, conducted training need analysis, skill matrix, and competency mapping for the company employees. So that was a little brief about him. Welcome to the session, Sanjay sir.
Yeah, good evening all of you.
Good evening. So, sir, questions for you would be, what is the structure of the courses which are designed for the candidates under the apprenticeship scheme, and how does it provide the flexibility to the employers?
See, the courses which are developed under the NAPS particularly, okay, they are focused with the QPs which are available on the Sector Skill Council portal. Okay, so based on that, what we can say, the courses are designed. Okay. Now, while designing the courses, it starts with the HR discussions with the HR, with the companies, based on the job description, the skill level which is expected by the company, the educational background of the apprentice, and more important is the future manpower planning of that company for that particular job role. Okay. Then what we do normally is we search on the portal whether any relevant QPs are available for that particular job role. And then there is a format which is available for the syllabus, and we design, we frame a basic training structure and a on-the-job structure. This is finalized with the consultation of the HR, and then we
So
send
there
it
is
to
a
the sector.
request from audience, sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah.
to be a
Yes,
little
yes,
louder.
yes. Okay. Am I audible right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so these courses, this structure starts with the job description I was talking about. We search for any relevant QP that is available with the sector skill councils. Most of the cases, the QPs are available with sectors. Then we search for the portal whether any duplicate, whether any similar curriculum is available to avoid any duplication of that particular curriculum. So if any curriculum is readily available, we follow that particular course. If it is not, then we frame the curriculum. We prepare different modules for the basic training, for the OJT, and it is finalized in consultation with the company HR, the technical teams, and finally the guidance from the sector. It is approved by the Sector Skill Council. After this approval, the company can start the course and the apprenticeship under that particular course.
Okay.
Next.
So usually we pick up from the QP based curriculums, and with the approval from SSC, then the courses is being designed.
Yeah, it is for the NAPS. I'm talking about the NAPS.
Right,
I'm focusing on the NAPS.
And how do you evaluate the candidate performances during the apprenticeship program? What are the measures on which they are being judged?
Yeah, so we are a TPA, the third-party aggregator. We are working on behalf of various companies. We are carrying out the apprenticeship program over there. So right from basic training, we are conducting the internal assessments every month for the apprentices over there, which are working over there. And this assessment, it is based on the curriculum. See, if you go through the curriculum, there is an assessment guidance given at the end of each curriculum. So we follow that assessment guidance, and every point is mentioned over there in every module. Every point is mentioned, how to take the assessment and what are the points to be checked. We strictly follow that particular assessments, so that, and this is taken every month. It is not mentioned anywhere that you have to take the assessment every month, but this is, we on our own, we take out the assessments, we conduct the assessments, and this is beneficial for the apprentice when he appears for his final certification at the end of the training. So we conduct online, as well as there is an observing supervisor, immediate supervisor. We take the feedback from the immediate supervisor where the apprentice is working over there, and based on that we prepare our own findings.
Okay, so there is an online test basis on the theoretical concept he has learned.
Yes.
As well as there is a practical test which is being supervised by supervisors. They do judge basis of the work they are doing, how they are doing, they are capable of operating the machines or not properly. So it's an overall complete assessments being judged through the assessment criteria.
And the main advantage of this particular taking a monthly assessment or bi-monthly assessment is that we have a track of that particular apprentice, whether he is undergoing a proper training or not, where what are his lagging factors, what are his leading indicators. Everything we come to know about that particular apprentice.
Right. So consistency is very important for the apprentices.
Absolutely.
And there is a
Absolutely.
lot of chances that being youngsters, they lose on track in between the training also. So this
Exactly.
kind of assessments and maybe a result that will be shared with the apprentices will definitely guide them better and to make them more
Correct.
aware where they're heading towards.
Yes.
Sure, great. So once the completed with the training program, where the usually candidate get placed after the apprenticeship program is over, the certification is done.
Yeah, mostly the companies, they absorb the candidates because it is considered as an investment for the future employment for that particular company. So almost 80%, according to our statistics, the companies, they absorb this, but they continue these apprentices on their role. So that is a great advantage of what we have observed with this company. However, these apprentices, they also can seek in other industries of their own choice and convenience. Now, at Yashasvi, we have a MOU signed with the Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra government employment exchange. So, any candidate seeking for any further job, we enroll him on our portal, and we search the permanent job for him. So, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, we have a tie-up. We have signed MOU with the Maharashtra government and Madhya Pradesh government, employment exchange particularly. So we give them the placements after the completion of the training. But this is for the remaining 20%. Most of the 80% what we have observed, the companies, they are continuing with that particular apprentices.
Definitely, the company is going to own those candidates for sure because they are not
Yes.
being trained within their own premises. As far
Yes.
as the, capacity of the industry allow them, and otherwise also the other industries are also opened up. So
Yes.
yeah. So do you have databases also with you? Maybe the candidates who are not being absorbed within the same company and they are looking forward for jobs, so that the sector skill councils, they have bigger industry database. They can also help in finding the relevant
Absolutely.
jobs.
Absolutely. I can share that with you later on. We have that list.
Right. So whatever 10%, 20% candidates,
Yes.
those who are not getting absorbed in the company and they are readily available for the other industries.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so that will be great for them to go ahead with it. So yeah. Thank you, Mr. Sanjay, for sharing your thoughts with us. I'm sure
Thank you.
your rich experience in the apprenticeship division and your presence will surely help other industries to replicate the same and hence eventually increase the bandwidth of the scheme also.
Yeah.
Well,
We are always here.
yes. So, Mr. Mandar, what do you say about hiring the candidates? And how would you feel like if the candidates already being skilled into other companies and you would get a chance to hire those candidates? Will that be beneficial for you as an HR?
Definitely, because I'm getting a person who is already trained and who has knowledge about my process. So I'm training that candidate, and the thing is there the lot of means we are as a company, they are looking after the money part also, financial part also. If in the apprentice we are giving in less type, mostly stipend we are giving that much amount only. As per the law it's a 7,000, sometimes it's 6,000, but we are giving them a better stipend right now. So they are getting also exposure, and as a trained employee we are getting that much amount of competent employees. So we are trained them. They get the knowledge about our process. They are getting the knowledge about and they are the technical person, and they are very sincere about their works, and they want to do fulfill their career mostly for the industry. So they are trying to do a good job and all this thing. So because of their skill, and they beneficial to us.
Okay, that's very wisely said. they are beneficial if they are truly willing to work and they are sincere about the work. Rest of the things definitely they will learn while during the on the job training, or maybe while during the work also, mostly people, because earlier we don't have kind of facilities like OGT. So what we did is we have taken up the job and we learn, because graduation or maybe academics never teach us that kind of work we only learn while working.
True.
That's great. Okay, so we have certain questions from the audience part as well. So someone is asking, like, is it mandatory to have, I think it is for Mr. Sanjay. So do we have a mandate to give them a monthly or bi-monthly assessments?
No, it is not mandatory actually. If you see the course curriculum, it is not mandatory. All the assessments are conducted at the end of the course. See, why we conduct these monthly or bi-monthly assessments is to keep a track of the record of the apprentice, whether he is undergoing a proper training. It is a feedback for the trainer as well as for the apprentice also.
Right.
So whether we are on the right track, for any improvement is required for that particular apprentice, any special other training is required for that particular apprentice, whether all the apprentices, they are going correctly through the modules which are been designed, if any
Right.
additional inputs are to be given, all such feedbacks. For that particular reason, we are having a monthly assessments.
Right, right.
So that
And it is
the only reason is to increase the effectiveness of that apprenticeship training.
right, right. And most effective would be small assessments, monthly, bi-monthly, and the complete assessment at the end, which is actually very important and being written
Correct.
in the module guide as well, that we
Correct.
have to follow. We usually give this kind of an assessment at the end by knowing the entire skill set of the candidate he has learned gradually during the entire program. And these marks will be on the basis of their performances and on the basis of their theoretical online test, and consolidating the marks will give the certificate to those candidates.
Correct.
Those
Correct.
failing to give the exams, or those failing to clear the exam with a minimum percentage, will not be certified, right?
Correct.
As per the instructions written completely on the curriculums that we usually design for NAPS program.
Correct. Yes.
So someone is asking about the training module. Please explain about the training modules which are being used in the NAPS. So I think they are asking about the parallel execution of the training thing and the on-the-job training thing, I think.
See, they are asking about how the training modules should be.
Yes, yes.
So I have explained earlier. We'll see. We take the inputs from the company first of all. So while discussing with the company, the technical experts of the company, the job requirement of the company, so we design certain points. What should be the basic training components? What should be the on-the-job training components? Where the apprentice should be rotated while he is on the job training. So all that inputs we discuss prior to framing any curriculum, and then accordingly, what should be the first input to be given to the apprentice? What should be the next? So the sequence of the modules are later on prepared with. So it is all job profile centric, and according to the job profile and the requirement of the company later on after completion of this training. So we are considering that the apprentice will continue with the company, and based on that, so the modules are prepared, and accordingly the training is accomplished.
Right. So someone is asking, like, what would be the specific wage or stipend structure for the apprentices? Minimum stipend for the apprentices.
Normally, say the guidelines are given by the NAPS guidelines, how much the stipend should. It is given in the Amendments Apprentice Act, but this apprentice stipend, while making this act, it is considered pan-India basis. Now, individual company the location of that company, the current market rates over there of the minimum wages or the stipend which is to be paid. Yeah. Because these apprentices, now it is open secret that apprentice can leave any organization at any time. Even if he gets 100 rupees more in any other company, he leaves one organization, he joins any other organization. So that is a bitter truth. So the stipend, there is no fixed guidelines as such. Only the minimum stipend as per the qualification is given by the amendments.
Right.
However, we take the guidelines from the minimum wages. So slightly more than the minimum wages, and how much the company also can afford, that is more important. And the intention is to retain that particular apprentice. He should complete his apprenticeship training in one go, instead of jumping from one place and novating the contracts from one company to another. So instead of that, it is better that he should stay at one company, and accordingly at par with the market and at par with the minimum wages, the apprentices are paid, the stipend is paid to the apprentice.
Right. Mr. Mandar, would you like to highlight something here?
Yes, the basically thing is there, the apprentice have the minimum as per the act. They are giving the minimum payment, but as a industry standards, we are giving them higher payments. So in our stipend, because if the person is not, we have given them the whatever the stipend you mentioned in the NAPS, that will be the people we will not stop for our work. They will get the better payment. They will go.
They will not stay.
The as per standard, the money matters. That is the thing. We have to do not give excuses such thing. If they are working for something for our company, they will be the future for us. Then we have to pay them, and as per their standards. So everyone we are paying that one. It's a different category of the technical person also. They're technical. 12 and 10, 12 guy remain less salary than DME and all this thing. So we are following the industry standards.
Okay. So as per the apprenticeship law, government has decided on providing the minimum wages to the candidate. People are still asking so many questions related to stipend and wages. I'm sure there is a lot of splits over here. One, the candidate is 10th pass, he's 12th pass, he's graduate. Of course, you cannot offer all these candidates the same salary structure.
Right.
Depending on the mix of the candidates, depending on if they have already done some kind of a professional course and he's skilled already, then the wages would be different. But usually in apprentices scheme, we usually expect the candidate is not having any kind of a skill set. He's just like fresh, raw, and he's just passed out. He can be 10th, he can be 12th, he can be ITI graduate. And depending on the academics, the salary would be different for all. For all these academic divisions, there is a standard set of wages being decided by Government of India. But as we have heard directly from the company HR also, if you start providing them least possible salaries, there is a high chances the candidate may, hop in and hop out to another company. There is a high possibility that he's not going to struggle hard in that company to stay for long. So in that scenario, in that situation, it's up to the company how do they offer the candidate. But as per law, they are free to give them minimum wages with no ESI and PF benefit also, being flexibility given to the employers by the Government of India, right? So otherwise also you can visit the apprenticeship website www.apprenticeshipindia.org, wherein it is being mentioned in the tabular format that if it is a 10th pass, 12th pass or XYZ candidate, what would be the minimum salary? Or maybe after the session also, I'll give you the minutes of the meeting wherein I can enclose that as in what would be the minimum salary given to the apprentices as per law. And as the industry HR says, up to you, of course, how would you like to take it ahead with the person to person also according to their qualification also. So what is the time period for the apprentices in a particular company? Sanjay ji?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Time period for the apprentices they are asking in a particular company. What would be the stay period for the apprentice?
See, this time period, it depends on the course, first of all.
Yeah.
Okay, normally, what we design the courses, it is around 1 year, 2 years. There are few courses which we have developed for 3 years, that is 36 months also. It totally depends on, again, I am repeating, it is totally depending on what kind of job the apprentice is going to do while he is under training and after the training. So if he requires more stringent type of training over there, so the duration of the training can be increased accordingly. So if it is a simple type of job, let us say, for example, if it is a housekeeping type of job, a very crude example I am taking. So housekeeping job cannot be for 3 years or 2 years, or so it is maximum for 8 months, 9 months. उसको तो झाड़ू ही लगाना है, तो why unnecessary have more duration on it. But if it is a critical job where the skill level is more, level 4, 5 is involved in that particular course. So 24 months or 28 months or 30 months or 36 months maximum. So the courses are designed accordingly. The flexibility is totally with the company, and that is the beauty of this optional trade. So we have courses from 1 year to 3 years duration.
Yeah, rightly say. So we have courses predefined. All the sectors are providing different courses. In the rubber sector, the courses which are designed is usually starting from 9 months. So 9 months, according to us, is a good enough time wherein the OGT and theoretical concept can be given to the job role, like maybe for pneumatic tire molding. So he can be given enough knowledge about the theory part, about the practical part, and then the 8th month we can start with assessment process, and 9-month assessment can be taken off, and the certification can be given to the candidate post completion of the training. In fact, Mr. Mandar, we do have customization available in the NAPS program, wherein industries can also give their inputs, as in you want a specific course to be designed for, let's say, 2 years program, wherein you want two skills to be given to the candidate, depending on your requirement. For example, the person is usually working in the curing department, maybe, and then he also sometimes finishes the product by seeing the, the level of quality of the product being checked at their end. So 2 skill sets being usually given to him to learn the entire process of making a specific rubber product. So as per you, what do you say? And NAPS giving you an option that industry wants, we can combine 2 courses and make a 2 years program. So this flexibility of customization is also being there.
Yes, it is there. We have the 2-3 locations in our company production. So they are getting all the exposure about the process, various process. We have the 2 different departments who are producing different parts. So they are getting the different processes to learn. And all the things, we have the quality department also. So they are working with the quality also. Sometimes they get the exposure of the thermoforming also, thermosetting also. So there are various departments where they are getting the various type of products and various types of machine to handle. Means on the job training. So that skill skill set they got over here. Sometimes the minimum level of the training is 1 year, but if the person get to know about the quality also, means the quality tools also, quality knowledge also, they get exposure to 2 years also.
Right. So it is good to have a customization available as per the industry need. Yes. Because they can only decide on what kind of skill set should be given to the candidate and what should be the duration.
Once the person who are taking that one in the apprentice, means apprentice for 1 year or 2 years, something, they get the benefit of the apprentice also. So they are getting a training to us, classroom training about their products also and their process also. And is the customized training over there as per the industry needs. So then it will be beneficial for us also.
Right. Right. Great. So we have so many questions being asked. However, due to shortage of time, I will surely answer up all these questions in consultation with all the industry guests and Mr. Sanjay also. Will surely write in my minutes so that you would be in a position to say that you know about the program apprenticeship, and this is really beneficial for the candidate. One last question I'm picking, Mr. Mandar, for you. Somebody is asking what would be the benefit for the industry?
Actually, it is last year we have more than 1 year we have the apprentice candidate over here. Last year, lot of issues happen in the industry. Industry suffer for the manpower.
Yes.
That time we have the apprentice person over there, and a lot of industry giving them much more stipend or much more money to the contract labor also.
Right.
As per industry standard, we have the unions also in our company. They can challenge to the contract laborers also. We are not providing the contract laborers to them. They can challenge, but it's an apprentice government scheme.
Yeah.
And we are getting a manpower to work also. We have to, and we are giving them training also. That's a good one. We are doing that one. So that's beneficial for us as an industry standard. And we are giving him a stipend, which are the good as per the standard we are providing to them. We are getting a technical person for that work. In the contract labor, we are getting a 8 pass employee also. Contract. Over here, we are getting the ITA person over 10 to 12 past months person also, DME also. So we are taking that one.
In fact, the candidate must be having a Aadhaar card, so it's a kind of a validated candidate.
Yeah, and sometimes they think they are getting a certificates also from the company with the company name and on the letterhead. So that will be that person, that student will stay with us more than 1 year.
Value advantage for them.
Yes.
And government is also providing stipend, some part of the stipend to the industries.
Yes, government. Sorry,
government is providing some part of the stipend to the industries also. 1,500 rupees per month.
It is a reimbursement. What you are talking about is a reimbursement.
Yes. Yeah. So government is also providing reimbursement to the industries, rupees 1,500 per apprentices, right?
Right.
So that is another benefit for the industry, though it does not matter too much for industry, but still this is another advantage that we are getting because government is providing. If you hire apprentices, then the training amount will also be reimbursed, and the 1,500 rupees per month per stipend will also be reimbursed. Yes, Mr.
Yeah, I would like to add one more important point, which I think it is skipped, the CSR benefit which companies get.
Exactly.
So entire apprenticeship training is considered as a CSR activity. So 100% whatever expenses you are incurring towards the apprenticeship training, whether it is on faculty, whether it is on any facilities, whether it is on the TPS, whatever the expenditure is there. So it is entirely 100% it is considered as the CSR. So that is one more, I think it is a major benefit which companies, because most of the companies they face how to utilize these particular CSR funds.
Right.
So they can engage the apprentices at their location and they can avail this CSR benefit.
That's
so that
right.
Is a big advantage.
Yes, Mr. Sanjay. It's a very good point that industries are actually now being given 100% as in mandatory to have the CSR project in hand. And this is one of the CSR project they can, easily execute for the benefit of the organization as well as the nation. That's rightly pointed out. So we have so many questions being put up. However, due to shortage of time, we'll not be able to address them all. But I assure you, with the minutes document, you will get it all. How can we associate with the industry for trained manpower? No, you do not have to get associated with industry. You'll have to associate with sector skill councils. So stipend part 1,500 per month, depend on what stipend paid by the company. So Sanjay ji, is 1,500 per month depend on what stipend paid by the company?
It is irrespective of the stipend which is paid. It is the Apprentice
But this
Act
is
is
the
saying it
highest
is
cap.
25%. 25% of the actual amount which is paid to the apprentice, or
Right.
maximum it is 1,500.
Right. So it's a maximum cap per month.
Yeah.
1,500 rupees will be given for apprentices, not more than that.
Not more than that.
Yes. So we are flooding with questions. I'll have to skip certain few. No issues. We'll surely take it ahead in the next series of webinar that we are going to take on this same topic. So thank you, Mr. Sanjay. Thank you, Mr. Mandar. So this hiring of the right kind of a manpower and to train them within the industry, then certify them according to the skill set. This is the motive of the apprenticeship scheme. It goes hand to hand with the industry cooperation only. Apprentices should have personal motivation to learn and use new skills, of course. And apprenticeship schemes are designed to be very challenging, yet achievable, and the motivation to learn is the key factor. A good training plan is important for the quality apprenticeship we have seen just now. And otherwise also RSDC is providing there are many courses for apprenticeship, keeping in the mind the requirement of the industries and the skill set which is required by the industry. The popular job roles being provided by RSDC are usually compression molding operator, injection molding operator, processing technician, rubber sheeting, latest harvest technician, material handling and storage operator, mixing supervisor, and so many others. We are providing at least 20 plus job roles for the industries for NAPS. And all these courses, they can be customized by industries as per their requirement. Industries are a major pillar for the NAPS program and plays the main role, without which the scheme is completely meaningless. So I urge all the industries to get associated with the scheme, become the training provider. And this is only not only for the benefit of the youth, it is benefit for the industry also and for the entire nation. So would like to thanks our special guest, Mr. Sanjay Chhetre, Mr. Mandar, for taking out the time. And on behalf of entire team of RSDC, would like to especially thank all the audiences to listen to us, and will surely, they're open to write me an email for any kind of further queries if they have and questions they would like to ask. You can also write to our Facebook page, go visit and share the same. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can share my email ID and mobile number to all the participants. Absolutely.
Sure,
I'm available 24/7.
Right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Mandar.
Thank you,
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.